Hi, my name is Tara, and today I'm going to be talking to you about children and teens who struggle with suicidal thoughts and tendencies. Here in the next 5 to 7 minutes, I just kind of want to talk with you about how to recognize children and teens struggling with suicidal thoughts and how to practically help them overcome. Why is it important to even talk about it? Because it is important. A couple years ago, a Netflix series called 13 Reasons Why came out, and it opened up so much conversation about suicide, suicidal attempts, suicidal thoughts, abuse. All of these things just brought to light. A lot of the kids in my youth group were watching it, so I decided that I was going to go ahead and do the same. So I knew what kind of conversations would be coming my way. I had an experience myself with suicidal attempts back in 2013, November 1st. I attempted suicide by overdose. I was in an incredible amount of pain and I just didn't want to live with it anymore. Incredible amount of an emotional pain. And we all struggle with different things at different times. And if it wasn't for the people that embraced me and allowed me to be broken with them, I wouldn't be here today to be able to share this with you. But I am here a healed and whole person, ready to help those behind me overcome and be in the same place that I am when they're ready. We all have those young people in our life that we care about, and we want to make sure that we give them every opportunity to live the best life that they can. Know the signs of what's going on. If you have a teen or a child that seems to be preoccupied with death, it's a constant conversation. Maybe they seem intensely sad or maybe even hopeless. Maybe you see that they're not caring about activities that used to matter to them. Maybe they're musicians or they're athletes and suddenly those things don't seem important anymore. Pay attention to those things. If they're withdrawing from their friends, if you see them getting into substance abuse, if you see an inability to think clearly, maybe they're having trouble holding conversations, their school performance is declining, or they're absent from school all of the time. Not all of these things by themselves are necessarily an indicator, but if you see two or more, definitely begin to pay attention to that because there could be something deeper going on, and you want to make sure that you're not ignoring signs just because it's quote unquote typical teenage behavior. Absolutely anyone can experience these things. I pulled this quote off of childrenshospital.org. It says, unfortunately, suicide crosses all age, racial, and socioeconomic groups in the U.S. and around the world. In the U.S., suicide is the second leading cause of death among children and adolescents ages 10 to 24, and the third leading cause of death among 12-year-olds. It's a very specific thing among 12-year-olds. That is a leading cause of death. That's right there in that preteen age. It's such an important age to be able to pour into them and mold them. And if they feel rejected or like they're a constant disappointment, that could be an issue for them. And we want to make sure that they feel loved and valued and respected always. Anything can be a cause of it. Some common thread things are a family history of suicide, lack of social support, physical or sexual abuse, poor coping skills, difficulty dealing with sexual orientation. You can visit that link, and there's several more that are on there. But we have to be willing to have conversations with them about these things that could possibly be causing suicide. It's not always comfortable and it's not always easy, but that's what we're here for, is to help them get through and become successful adults. 1 out of 8 children between the ages of 6 and 12 experience suicidal thoughts. Children as young as 6 shouldn't even be able to comprehend dying as an old person, but much less taking their own life. This is a real issue that we really have to open our eyes to. We cannot pretend like our kids aren't experiencing things that are painful or aren't having thoughts about things that maybe we just don't want to think about. For teens, again, it's the second leading cause of death among teenagers in the United States. In 2012, when this study was pulled, there were 40,000 suicide deaths. And during that year, someone living in the U.S. died by suicide every 12.9 minutes. From a website called marketwatch.com, it says this: the increase of suicides was by far lower than the rates of actual attempts or suicidal thoughts. It was 2.6 in 2014 for males aged 10 to 14 and 18.2% for males aged 15 to 24, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, compared to 1.5% in the same year for females aged 10 to 14 and 4.6% for females aged 15 to 24. It's awesome that actual suicides were going down, but it's so sad that the attempts are actually still on the rise and we're still going up. We have to make sure that we can help. But how do we do that? How is this possible? We want to give them tools. Give them the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number. They may not use it, but if you know it and you see a day that it needs to be used, do it. You may save their life. Always be an encourager. Be somebody that they can turn to that's a safe place. Ask them to keep a journal. Maybe write down fun things to do tomorrow or maybe even in the near future. Again, be that safe place for them. Allow them to open up and be honest and be broken with you. That way you can allow, or they may allow you to walk with them in the healing process. Help them learn how to use some coping statements. When a thought comes in, this is going to pass. A thought comes in, I don't really want to die. I just want the pain to end. We definitely want to give them every resource and every tool that we can. If you visit freetolove.org, it has a ton of different resources on there that can help you help your kids get through these moments. It's important to build trust, stay connected, and never give up. They're going to try to push you away. They're going to do everything they can to try and make you mad so that you leave them. Do not do it. Fight through those things because you may be the person that proves to them that they're worthy of being loved no matter what they do. Unconditional love is the key to saving their life. I guarantee you that. I've discussed with you how to recognize children and teens struggling with suicidal thoughts and how to practically help them overcome their fight. The impact that we make on those around us outlive us, and we can help pull someone out of a dark place who in turn will turn around and help the next person out. This process can and will always continue through the end of the world. You may not know someone personally right now who is struggling with suicidal thoughts and tendencies, but I promise you that you will encounter someone or the loved one of someone who is. You can be the reason that someone decides to continue living their life. You can be the difference in someone's life that saves it. Thank you. God bless. Have an awesome day.